That's a good question, Peter. I don't know. It's a very, we're in a very opaque land at the moment. I think the producers, a certain kind of paralysis is set in, and they don't know where to go or how to go with this film. So if it happens, great. If it doesn't, I've done my 4. The contract was for 4, and...
They have a script?
No, they have no script.
They always go back and forth. There are always about 20 different scripts with 30 different writers, as I recall. Yeah.
Yes, here we are again. The lull, the uncertainty, the canned answers regarding Bond 26. No news about a new Bond or a new title. Rumors and speculation that stoked fan interest are doused with cold water. Another James Bond day came and went with nothing earth-shaking, though the new video game looks promising. Well, we've been here before. Moore to Dalton to Brosnan to Craig and, excuse me while I realize that 40 years have passed in between these actors. Now, in the past, we had fan clubs and genre magazines to gain any insights on the next Bond film. If the series is what you lived for, the 2-year intervals were routine, and it gave you time to live life and enjoy it. With the gaps between films growing longer and Eon moving at their own pace, fans and folk are getting restless. Other blockbusters have underwhelmed, disappointed, and have even been rescheduled on the account of labor disputes. Hunger has now become near starvation in the community. Books, comics, and other content just can't fill the void for many, not like a Bond film. Enter the first reality show, 007 Road to a Million. 9 couples race around the globe competing physical and mental challenges in order to win £1 million. Now, I've watched the entire season, since you asked, and I'm here to give you the lowdown. What works, what doesn't, and will it scratch the itch that many Bond fans have with no new film on the horizon? It's all very straightforward. Paired contestants will speed along from place to place to find and unearth a briefcase in a given amount of time. That briefcase will contain a multiple choice question. If the duo answer correctly, they will win a sum of money that will increase as they advance throughout the contest. A wrong answer or failure to arrive on time and their journey ends. There's no backstabbing, no secret alliances, or people playing for the cameras for self-promotion. It's all about the contestants. Described as a true cross-section of Great Britain, our players come from all walks of life. A pair of students, ex-coppers, a father and son, a married couple who miss their family back home, and a few others. There are no weekly confessionals, no looks to the camera to express how they're feeling about the competition, their quote-unquote opponents, and or their partners. Outside of the occasional voiceover discussing their relationship and backstory, it's all about what's going on with these people in the moment. The production values here are excellent. No matter the location or the environment, the word here is cinematic. A ton of wide shots to convey a sense of size and distance as the contestants move from one location to another. Bond fans will recognize numerous sites: Sugarloaf Mountain in Brazil, Matera in Venice, Italy, Scotland, etc. The hardcore will find themselves pointing at the screen or find themselves smiling as the players try to arrive somewhere on time or complete a challenge in what is a familiar setting to a lot of aficionados. Eon has leveraged their partnerships to the hilt. Land Rover Defenders, both old and new, serve as modes of transportation. Try not to drool as stacks of 50-pound notes are laid in a Bennett Witch weekender bag.
I've never seen so much go out the door so quickly.
Not quite so stylishly.
I love Brian Cox as an actor. I enjoyed his interpretation of Hannibal Lecter in Michael Mann's 1986 Manhunter. He had some of the best lines in The Long Kiss Goodnight and is a true scene stealer in Succession. That said, I think he's underutilized on this show. Beyond the challenges, there needs to be a bit of playfulness with the competitors.
I don't see a Rolodex.
I'll bet you there's a call caddy right next to a phone.
Yeah?
Well, zip that little pointer right on down to the letter G.
Is Cox the villain? Is he the handler? What's his angle? His character isn't truly defined in that respect, and I feel that it really hurts the contest. Now, why do I think this is important? If you're a fan of the Bond franchise, there are plenty of recognizable elements in this series. The music cues, some of the locations, the product placement, vehicles, but it doesn't mesh. While important, if not essential in the movies, it's very surface level here. Take away these things from this show, and what we're left with is basically The Amazing Race. To be blunt, Road to a Million needs Bond, James Bond. Now look, I'm not saying that we put Brosnan, Dalton, and Lazenby in a tux and dropped them in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, But it's a given that Bond is practically 75 to 80% of the scenes in every film, investigating, infiltrating, seducing, fighting, and rising to the occasion. He is the heartbeat, if not the engine that drives the thing. The contestants need to be Bond. I feel that this is what's missing and why I'm not engaged beyond the curiosity factor. If you take a look at the new Squid Game competition series, it puts all the game scenarios front and center as they were the main draw into that series. The producers of Road to a Million should take 007 and run with it, if not him. Now look, I'm not hating. I was pleasantly surprised at how the season ended, and it left me emotionally satisfied with regards to the final contestants, but I really need more. So here's a suggestion. Restructure this series like it's a Bond film. Put all the contestants in a pre-title sequence to get them in the spirit of what awaits them. Make it a group exercise similar to a secret cinema with folk given roles to play or an objective to complete. Once it's done, have a Bond alum appear, give them a wink and a nod, and let them know that the game actually starts now. Now suit the contestants up and put them through the double doors. Have them face to face with their boss, who will discuss their mission and who they're up against. The controller, I'd put. And then send them on their way. I've had my thoughts who should be M, provided it doesn't disqualify her from returning to the film series. If she's unavailable or unwilling, I've got some other suggestions. Now with that out of the way, our contestants will be out in the field, and the series continues in the manner it did this past season. As for Brian Cox, make him the man truly standing in the contestants' way, observing, challenging, and subverting their journey with his brand of charisma. Look, there's plenty of ingredients here to make this truly memorable, but that 007 connection needs to be a lot stronger. And when it's all said and done, corrections or not, will it help fans pass the time before Bond 26 goes into production? Let's talk about it. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Share your thoughts in the comments. And until then, take care.